up, guys? Daminator 1, 2, and 2, and take another card discussion for you. Invasion of Venom is turning out to be like the legacy support set that like half of us old guys really have always wanted. I don't know how meta-defining it'll be, but it'll certainly make a bunch of really cool rogue decks at least playable again. And the one card I want to talk about today is Treatoad. This is a rank 2 XYZ and a direct frog support card. He's made out of 2 level 2 Aqua type monsters, so it kind of landlocks him to some very specific decks, but we'll get into those in a second. What does he do? During each standby phase of either player's turn, you can detach from him to summon one frog monster from your deck, which is really cool because it kind of goes along with his next effect. During either player's turn, once per turn, you can send one Aqua type monster from your hand, or on the field, to the graveyard to negate the effect of a spell, trap, or monster effect, which is already great. He's a little rank 2 Herald of Perfection, but it gets better. Whatever he negates and destroys, he can set to your side of the field, whether it's a monster, spell, or trap, meaning you get to steal the card you just negated. That's like, that's really powerful. There's a reason why like all the Yu-Gi tubers right now are going nuts for this card. People are kind of ignoring the fact that it's not going to be playable in very many decks, so I don't think it's going to be very meta-defining unless somebody figures out some way to finagle this out in weird decks, maybe with like Bahamut Shark or something, but bear with me for a sec. He also has one last effect, is when this thing is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Aqua-type monster from your graveyard back to your hand, which is really cool. It's kind of that Dante-style effect, which lets you kind of recycle some of your resources. But why I'm very specifically excited about this card is because I like to play Aqua Actresses. It's a really dumb, stupid fish tank deck. It's not very good, but it can make this card, and it can make this card really well. Let's duel. Alright, this first one's against, like, the new Destiny Heroes deck. I have no idea if this deck is actually particularly good. I kind of misplay against it a little bit, but that didn't really seem to matter. He makes this thing, it burns me for some damage, whatever. So I'm like, okay, let's try out this new card using my little swap frogs to make the guy. And then the Aqua Actresses, the biggest advantage they have is the aquarium stage makes all your water monsters invisible to battle, which is pretty much makes this thing really hard to get around. But anyway, so I negate his Regeki, steal it from him, so broke, and he goes and swings for some damage. I'm like, okay, whatever, you can't kill my guy by battle due to aquarium stage. Woot, salvage! Alright, so I kill him stuff with Regeki, and then I use Card of Demise. I forget that I can't special summon, so I wasted my first salvage, which was pretty scrubby, so please ignore that. But I managed to get out Tetsudo R2NK as well as Treatoad, which this thing prevents either player, I got a second one, either player from summoning monsters of 1800 or more attack, and then I got this guy on board, which this is pretty much a hard lock. And at this point, he better have 2 Regekis? But, yeah, I think this duel got out of hand. Alright, this one's against Blue Eyes White Dragon. I creamed his crop, by the way. Spoiler alert. So, we're using 1 for 1 to go into Tetsudo R2NK and get out Tetra. It's that way we can get the trifecta of aquarium cards. But he did open the Twin Twister. That kinda sucked. But it did let me get back my Swap Frog, which is great, because that lets me mill my R2NK. He goes into this Paladin of Felgran. It's a pretty good card, actually. And he swings over Newman. But he has no follow-up play because he doesn't play his Gospel Revival. That's okay. So, I might as well get back my stage and do some Swap Frog shenanigans in order to get Dupe Frog in the grave so I can make R2NK and go into Treatoad. Crash over that thing. Blarg. That gets Arc Brave in the graveyard, though. That thing is actually, like, really good, that Paladin of Felgran. Okay, so he tries to activate Arc Brave. I negate it, and then summon Dupe Frog. But he's got the Gospel Revival, so it did not matter that I negated that. A little salty, but he killed Dupe Frog for some reason, which I think was a misplay on his part. I don't think there was any reason why he couldn't kill this. So that ended up losing him the Jewel. So I'm like, alright, summon back my Swap Frog, go into R2NK again, get more stages, make another Treatoad, more Swap Frog, get another Newman in the grave, even though I don't need it, and set the Twin Twister. Whoopity-doo, Basil. Okay, so he goes Tuner 1, Tuner 2, targets Tuner 2 in order to summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck. Doesn't really matter. He goes into Blue Eyes White Spirit Dragon to go into Michael. I negate that because I don't really want to deal with that kind of shenanigans. Then he goes into Crystal Wing and beats me for a little bit of damage. These guys are rank 2, so he doesn't get his boost attack, so he doesn't do that much damage. Anyway, I'll get more of that, give them an attack boost and end my turn. I left them in attack mode because I didn't trust it. I didn't want to lose this and then him swing over these with something really weak. And, okay, negate the Felgran, but he still does the Light and Darkness effect, which I'm not sure why he did that, but Still, got this guy back, didn't do that much damage. Alright, card of D. Now, he tries to banish this with White Spirit, so I negate White Spirit with my first Treatoad, negate Crystal Wing with the second Treatoad, and steal both of his big dragons. Get Shrek'd. And because this thing went to the grave, as the cost of one of the negates, I got to add back Tetsuo Rotnumen and and normal summon it, which now he's fucked. There's nothing he can do. Set a monster, and then he just surrendered. Alright, I love this card. This thing's really, really fun, and I can't wait to get my hands on a playset. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the card, maybe if you guys want to see the deck profile, and if anyone you're actually interested in playing Aqua actresses. And remember, guys, if you don't troll the meta, who will? I'll see you guys next time.